Every year, myself and some of my students, we do a martial arts demonstration at Fortune Kindergarten here in Shanghai, China. And so we're showing the kids what we do in mixed martial arts, how it's an amalgamation of various cultures and martial arts from around the world. We're starting out with a warm-up, some tumbling, some gymnastics, some dynamic stretches, kicking stretches, showing the kids some movement. Since Tai Chi is so well known in China, but not well practiced per se, I decided to show the kids some practical applications of the Tai Chi movements they probably see their grandparents do in the parks in the morning. So we're doing some flocking here. One of the reasons Tai Chi is practiced so slowly is so that everybody can follow along. So if you do something very slowly, even without knowing the movement, you can follow along. So when you bring it up to speed against live resistance, it's going to look quite a bit different. So I'm going to demo that here with my student Yan. This movement that looks like you're trying to be a wizard casting a spell, it's actually catching a kick and sweeping the leg out from underneath your opponent. It's a golf swing takedown, and there it is up to speed. One thing that's really cool about taijiquan is that the movements have a lot in common with wrestling. Yeah, wrestling. So essentially these slow motion movements are slow motion shadow wrestling. So when you put an actual opponent in there, we're doing snap downs, we're doing arm drags, we're doing takedowns. Simple wrestling movements. Here's the snap down we were just practicing, up to speed, with a sweep. A push, a pull, and then a sweep, using your opponent's reaction and momentum against him. I'm going to show one more Tai Chi movement here, the arm drag. Again, when you do it very slowly in this flocking formation, again, it looks very graceful, like you're moving very slowly through very heavy air. But we're grabbing an arm, we're arm dragging our opponent using our body weight. You can even stomp your leg to get more momentum into it. Here's a practical application. And we can snatch up that leg and finish that takedown any number of ways. Next, we showed the kids some Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. We put on the gis, did some hip throws, and some basic self-defense scenarios, some sweeps. Again, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, it's not all rolling on the ground, twisting your opponent into a pretzel. It can be that, and that's a great part of it. But grappling is about giving yourself the tools you need to keep the fight where you want it. And next we showcased the national martial art of Thailand, Muay Thai, through some sparring. Doing some light contact sparring with my student Yan here. Told the kids if I saw any of them fighting at school or heard about them fighting at home, I'd have a word with them and their parents. So you gotta say that it's a kindergarten demonstration. But martial arts is a beautiful thing because every single culture on planet Earth has their own martial arts style, often several of them. So to everybody saying, martial arts started in China, no, martial arts started in India, no, martial arts started with humans across the world. To fight is as human can get. So let's give a little bit of technical commentary here. I'm in the orthodox stance, Yan in the southpaw position. I catch his leg and do that same golf swing takedown we demonstrated in the Tai Chi demo right there. Yan has been dealing with a back injury for quite some time, and the reason I bring this up is because I've had a lot of questions from people with similar injuries asking me, is it okay for me to train? Is it possible for me to train? And the answer is yes. You need to focus on recovery, physical rehabilitation, see a doctor, see a specialist about that stuff. And yeah, it's totally possible to train. It's very important to exercise moderation, and it is very important to train smart. Yeah, take care of your body. You only get one. So we're basically just having fun here, playing, if you will. It's the same style of sparring that I was taught by my coaches from Thailand, which from a Western perspective, from an American perspective, might seem kind of weird or wimpy, but this is the type of sparring that you really should be doing a lot of. We did a Q&A with the kids afterward, and there were a lot of questions about this. Kids love to play fight, and when they see side kicks like that, and roundhouse kicks and punches and all this cool stuff, they want to emulate it. So it's also very important to let children know we're not trying to kill each other. We're not enemies. In fact, we're good friends. So we're doing this to help improve our skills and develop as martial artists. So, back to the sparring. I guess I'm not really giving that technical of a commentary here. Again, we're just playing. Playing in the ring, like my old coach used to say. And there's another takedown, inside trip, and man, the kids go nuts when they see that. But that's kind of a cultural thing in China. When you fight, and I've done a number of professional sanda fights here in China, it's super quiet until there's a throw or a takedown. Then they go nuts. So, and they love those throws here. So next we did a board breaking demonstration. This is kind of funny. Yan was going around showing the kids this board, saying, look, it's a real board, it's really hard. But then there was this kid in the audience who is a bit of a taekwondo expert, and he decided to break it himself. So he broke that board, kind of stole the thunder from Lydia and Yan and myself as we were breaking the boards. But man, they still loved it every time those things broke. Now this was actually the first time that Lydia here and Yan had broken boards. They'd never done it before, which just goes to show you how simple it is to teach somebody how to do this. As long as you throw a competent, powerful strike through the target, it will break. Now these are real boards. It's pine. It's not balsa wood or anything like that. The thing is, the human skeleton is harder and stronger than an inch of pine wood. And a human skeleton doesn't have a grain through it like pine wood. And so you can stack up boards, and as long as your strikes are competent and land directly in the middle, yeah, they'll snap. Showing off some of my favorite breaks. The ridge hand and the knife hand, the round kick, the hook kick. I like that hook kick speed break. The axe kick. What else do we have here? A jumping snap kick with the instep. Good stuff. So yeah, that was our kids' martial arts demonstration at Fortune Kindergarten. Did a Q&A afterwards. Loads of fun. Why do we use our legs? Okay, good question. Legs are longer and stronger than arms, and they can attack in lots of different ways that the arms cannot. So it's a very efficient way of fighting. One more question? Hey, thanks for watching. Now get out there and train.